just so happened that the year I joined, Prince William and Kate Middleton were both in the same year.
Did you get caught smoking cigarettes behind the shed with Prince William? Or?
And the next thing I know, everybody freezes. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed, together with an entourage.
Once you do this, once you invest this way, you can't invest any way else.
It's almost like an unfair advantage.
It's a cheat code. It allows you to compound your wealth at a rate that has never been seen before.
You know, everybody talks about old money, and they've all talked about new money. But I think Guild brings into the equation smart.
He was 1 point something to invest. He was able to buy a property worth 2.3. So he hit the threshold for the golden visa without even realizing. It's something where, you know, I had to get involved. Okay, so here we are. After a lot of preparation, we've finally put together episode 1. So today we're going to do the first episode on the corporate jet. And for our first guest, we have the capital connector himself, Dave Chaggar. Thanks for coming today.
Thank you. Pleasure to be on.
All right, so I think let's just start off with, like, you know, you giving the audience here a bit of background about yourself. Like, how did you start out? What was your upbringing like? And then we can move on to your professional career.
No problem. So, been now in Dubai for 10 years.
Wow.
However, did I expect that I would be moving to Dubai, living in Dubai, in the Middle East? Growing up definitely was not on my horizon at all. I always thought I'd be within family business environment from day one.
Yeah.
So
that's always the way, right? Like, so many people, they think, oh, I'm just going to come and live here for 2 years and then make some money and leave. But it just grabs you, doesn't it?
This is the thing. It's developed so much in the last 10, 15 years that it's almost unrecognizable.
I know.
And so coming from Leicestershire, from the Midlands, I actually thought that I would end up being based there, focused on the family business, my children growing up there. That was always, my expectations in terms of the roadmap of life.
Okay. Just before you move on, so what was your family business?
So automotive manufacturing.
Right, okay.
So again, with different manufacturing facilities across the world in terms of India, UK, Turkey, Romania. Then also during that whole process, we actually moved to Australia.
Okay.
So I always thought that the UK was considered to be home. I never thought that I'd necessarily leave. However, as things open up, the more you travel, the more you see the world, the more you tend to compare and contrast.
Yeah. And who built that up? Was that your father, grandfather, mother, maybe?
So it was my father together with his brothers.
Right.
So it was very much kind of a family business, family structure.
Amazing.
And then that kind of developed more and more over time to have different kind of divisions of verticals. But then, it's just one of those things. The UK was not part of my long-term destiny.
Yeah. Would you say that your upbringing was, I would say you got kind of opportunities that some people wouldn't have, would you say?
Well, thankfully I was always surrounded by the ultra high net worth kind of community.
Nice.
From a very young age, probably experienced some elements that, would have been unique for people of that type of age bracket. So it became kind of very fluid and natural to have that aspiration, to want more, to achieve more. To see people being successful in a different industry and sector. So that was always kind of a nice kind of backing to kind of see that, okay, this is how you can enjoy your life, your wealth, your career, how to build your portfolio, to have, different income streams. So that was always something that was kind of, very much a focus from day one.
Yeah. I really respect that, because a lot of people who do grow up with the kind of background that you do, because they are comfortable, their parents are comfortable, sometimes they'll just end up being nothing, right? They'll just fall into the wrong crowd, and they'll just rely on their family and that sort of thing. What was it in you that gave you that motivation to not say, look, I'm not going to rely on my family, I'm going to go build something for myself, and instead of just being the kind of quote unquote rich kid go on to into the what I call dynasty building, right? Taking it to the next level where somebody's already built something and then you kind of build upon that.
It can be very challenging because, when you're used to some of those comforts, if you do not have that little bit of a spark or a drive, how are you supposed to kind of develop your own path, your own career? So in the UK, it's one of those types of places where, not everybody is given the same opportunities, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Education can make a big difference. People can really kind of develop a business from scratch. There are very low barriers to entry in terms of setting up a company, etc.
Yeah.
But to make that succeed is down to your own work ethic and motivation. So I felt that the UK gave me that, gave me that grit and determination in terms of how to study, how to kind of focus in terms of balance of lifestyle, sports, education, extracurricular activities, all kind of combined into one. However, it just got to the point where I was just seeing there were too many obstacles to succeed in the UK.
Yeah.
Whether it be the tax environment, whether it be just the mindset in terms of, it's an island. We both came from the UK.
Yeah.
One of the problems or misperceptions is that being British, we tend to feel that the UK is the center of the world. And that's dramatically changed over the last 15, 20 years, that people have changed their mindset to understand that we've been an important part of the development of global business and industrialism. However, the world has changed dramatically right now. Middle East is the place to be.
It's the place to be. I mean, if you look at history, there was so many different financial centers throughout the time, throughout the human timeline. Like at one point it was Rome, at one point it was Venice. It's moved all around the place. Obviously, right now it's the US, but it's looking like that center of the universe, so you speak, is moving over here to the Middle East.
It's like everybody thought that the UAE was just an oil economy.
Yeah.
However, when you actually look at how it's progressed and evolved and developed, from having a rich resource of commodities to now having a diverse tourism sector, to have the best hotels in the world, to have, so many different nationalities who can all live in peace and harmony, and to have a booming real estate market, the best in education, the best in healthcare. I mean, it's very hard not to kind of pinch yourself and just see, we're so blessed to be in the Middle East, to be in the UAE.
I can't really think of any other society that's been built where you have this dynamic like how we have here, where you have all the modern comforts of a major metropolitan city, but you have the crime rate of a village. Like, it's just where else can you find that? And where else in history has that existed? I don't think it's ever been done before.
Exactly. I think a lot of the systems that are in place are to the benefit of the community as a whole.
Yeah.
Yes, there are different levels of monitoring, let's say, in the Middle East. However, that makes sure that there's more integrity, more safety for the masses. Should anything ever happen to you, you're more likely to be responded to quickly here in the Middle East, here in the UAE than anywhere else. So there are so many extra benefits that you tend to take for granted. Safety and security. You can leave your car keys on the desk and not even have to worry twice. You can walk out late at night and just know that nobody's going to...
And going back to that monitoring thing you said, the thing is, right, and some people that haven't been here, especially some people that, live over in the US, because, the whole Middle East thing they're still figuring it out over there. I think the thing with the whole monitoring thing is yes, that exists, but you don't feel it, because the things that would get you in trouble over here, you don't want to do them anyway, right? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not somebody who's interested in drugs. I'm sure you're not either. Like, as long as you're just living a normal life, I feel more free here than I ever did in the UK.
I think the most important word is tolerance. Tolerance
100%.
And respect, which are kind of amalgamated together. And that's kind of the backbone of what any kind of culture, any type of country should be, in my opinion. Okay, yes, there are all the economic freedoms and opportunities here, but again, being built on tolerance and respect, it's just it's a phenomenal place to be.
100%. All right, let's get back to you now and stop talking about our love of Dubai so much. So when you was in the UK, you was working in the family business,
yes.
Am I correct? And then what was the kind of tipping point? How did that move take place?
So I was desperate to study in London.
Okay.
When I was going to get my first taste of freedom, to kind of break away from the family and develop who is Dave Chaggar, I wanted to go to London. My father was hell-bent against it.
Yeah.
There's no way you're going to London. So he had it in his vision that it'd be best that I go to St Andrews. Being the home of golf, him being an avid golfer, he thought that it'd be the right place to kind of network, be amongst the right types of people, then also for education purposes. Just so happened that the year I joined was the year of major hype because Prince William and Kate Middleton were both in the same year. So
as you?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, right.
So that gives my age away. But security was very, very tight. However, the image and awareness about St Andrews went through the roof. And I just found it the best 4 years of my life. I wouldn't, say this on a phone call to my dad, but yeah, I guess thank you, Dad.
He made the right choice.
Yeah, but I really enjoyed it. I felt that I developed a lot of those skills because it's only when you step outside of your comfort zone that you then develop and mature and find out what you're good at, develop as a personality. And I find that expats are so different in the same respect because coming to the Middle East, there is no cotton blanket. You take the best of what you kind of put in and it gives you all those opportunities. But again, it's how you really kind of develop exponentially as a person.
Right. So did you get caught smoking cigarettes behind the shed with Prince William or?
No, I got caught at home though. So yeah, everybody goes through these moments. It was very interesting to kind of see how there were a lot of wealthy people at St Andrews studying at the same time.
Right.
But then when you have royals and you have people from very powerful, influential families, especially from the US, the dynamics were completely different. So it's very similar to, I'd assume, what the environment would be at Eton or, such kind of environment.
And what was that like going to school with him? Did you meet him? Or
it was very normal. We'd be at the same parties.
Really?
Watch the same kind of fashion shows and what have you. So it was a different culture, but it made you also realize that it doesn't matter whether you're a millionaire or a billionaire. We're all the same. We're all people.
Yeah.
And it's about just mutual respect for each other.
100%. I feel like you really get that when you come here. Like everyone, when you come here, so open, so willing to talk to you, so willing to network because when you come here, you usually come here alone. Like not many people have family here.
Yeah.
So you know what it feels like to be new here, want people to speak to you and all that. So here, I think that dynamic is what makes it such a great place to network because people are willing to speak to you. Like I remember growing up in London and I probably met maybe 1-2 millionaires, in my life. And here you just meet them every day and they're willing to speak to you because everyone knows that, at one point I was that guy who didn't know anybody.
Exactly. I mean, there is just an abundance of wealth. And it's not only that. You see some of the ultra wealthy kind of expats who have come here. Many of them started from very humble beginnings here in the UAE.
Yes.
And they count all their success and achievement to, the culture and environment here.
100%.
I mean, I'll never forget. We'd just recently moved to Dubai and we decided we're going to go for a brunch at Atlantis.
Okay.
So we went to Nobu, just minding our own business, the four of us. Kids were still quite young at that point. And then next thing I know, it's like everybody freezes on the table. And I was wondering why. And then we saw His Highness Sheikh Mohammed together with an entourage who came and they all sat down. And we were still a little bit taken by surprise that this was happening very soon after we moved to Dubai. And next thing I know, His Highness waved at my son.
Oh, wow.
And, that's one of those moments you'll never, ever forget. I mean, this is the ruler of Dubai.
And that's the thing is because he's created such a safe environment and because he's created an environment where if you look at the UK, people are so angry at the politicians running the place. They're so angry at the elites that they can't walk the streets and mix with the people because they're hated, really. Whereas I don't know about you, but I love the guy. I love that what he's built here. Like,
complete opposite.
Exactly.
For him to be so humble, given everything he's contributing to everybody else's life.
Yeah.
There's a lot of takeaways from that. And when you come from an environment where you're heavily taxed, yes, there are a lot of kind of benefits in terms of healthcare, etc. But when you try and quantify as to whether you're receiving as much as you're contributing, here the model is completely different. And I feel this is why so many expats are now moving to the UAE, because they're seeing those cracks and flaws in their home economies, and they're seeing, okay, I've got now the second part of my life, my career, my journey. Why not be in a place like the Middle East where the weather is amazing? Yeah, the tax structure is great. There are investment opportunities you wouldn't see elsewhere. There's so many different kind of factors that once you're here, khalas.
Hi, my name is Kai King. I'm one of the property consultants here at Guild Real Estate, who specialize in a revolutionary product called the Instant Equity Unit, or IEU, a creative finance instrument that allows investors to acquire brand new off-plan real estate up to 40% below market value. So essentially, if you want a property for 10 million, I can get it for you for 6. So you make 4 million in instant equity on day one. In addition, it's likely investors will gain an additional equity uplift at handover simply from selecting the correct units, which of course we will advise you on. And then at handover, your property could be worth 12, 13, maybe even more. Now, where things get really interesting is this instant equity, which you get from day one, can be realized at handover either through resale or through refinance to enter new IEU opportunities, creating a flywheel that allows our clients to exponentially compound their wealth at a rate that has never been seen before, positioning IEUs as the definitive vehicle for global investors to capitalize on Dubai's growth story. Now, if you would like to understand whether an IEU structure is suitable for you and how we apply this alongside micro market selection, click the link below to book a call with Gil and we'll walk you through it. Because you do get some people that feel like, they have this loyalty where they're like, no, I have to stay in the UK. This is my home and that sort of thing. And the thing is when you study history, none of us are even from there. Right? I mean, I think you're from India originally, right?
Yeah, East African Indian.
Exactly. Like, I'm got an African Caribbean background. Yeah. Even like the people who would think that they're native from there, it's like, no, your ancestors came from, Scandinavia, or they came from, somewhere else in Europe and they settled here, right? And the reason why all of those people did that, they came to the UK because where they wasn't working for them, and they went to the new land of opportunity, and that's why they settled
Very
there.
True.
And the same thing is happening in the UK now, where it's not the land of opportunity anymore. And you have to decide whether you're going to be that person for your bloodline, just like the people that came before you came to the UK, you left where they were from, to be like, am I going to stay here or am I going to go to the new land of opportunity?
Completely. It's all about looking at, the legacy, the next generation, similar to how decisions were made on our behalf in terms of where we were going to reside. Yeah. Yes, the UK or the United Kingdom was a superpower many, many decades ago. However, the times have changed. And now we're seeing the emergence of the Middle East.
Yes.
And the UAE. This is why everybody wants to be here. Which again underpins why the economy is so robust and why real estate is booming like crazy right now.
Exactly. So let's talk about your professional career then. So when you came here, was it Capital Club straight away, or did you do a few things?
No, again, so focused on family businesses on my wife's side. So that was the main reason why we moved to the UAE. Okay. And that was approximately 10 years ago. Then about 4.5 years ago is when I entered Capital Club as a sales director there, which kind of broadened horizons in terms of then working with a lot of the HNIs, a lot of the kind of big owners of major conglomerates, to assist them with different aspects of their business requirements. So that was, a very interesting journey, meeting so many different nationalities and trying to add value as to different aspects in a discreet manner, as to what they're looking to achieve for the next step. And now comes the biggest and best opportunity.
Guild, exactly. Before we get into that, I just want to ask you a few things about your time working at the Capital Club.
Yeah.
So obviously you don't have to reveal any names, but do you have any like crazy stories of like, you know, kind of the eccentric kind of people living there? Can you tell us any? Obviously redact names and stuff.
Oh, there's been so many things that, you know, you see within that kind of environment. Because again, for many people, this is their refuge. This is where they come to kind of isolate themselves away from their monotonous day-to-day tasks. They might be running, you know, business across multiple different countries, but with that comes stress, comes, you know, different aspects where then a place like the Capital Club then becomes like an environment for them to unwind and relax and maybe let their hair down as well. So you see different sides of the people you see on the screen.
Okay, so you're going to keep your cards close to your chest, so you're not going to tell us. Fair enough. So yeah, let's talk about Guild. What made you want to pivot and take that step to, you know, going from this prestigious, you know, kind of position where everybody knows the Capital Club, everyone knows this brand, everyone knows you as the capital connector, to then jumping ship and getting with, you know, quite a young company. Obviously we have the backing of a well-established, you know, regulated financial institution, but yeah, you know, Guild in itself is still quite new. So what made you take that step?
So I've known the founders for many years.
Right. Okay.
And
I didn't know that.
Also in terms of through the club as well.
Right.
So there's been always multiple layers of overlap.
Right.
Equally, a lot of my close acquaintances, friends, clients have invested through our founders over many years.
Right.
So that gave me that level of trust and confidence that whatever they're putting their hands to is going to be an extreme success. And then having sat down with the founders and understood what is their vision, what they're looking to achieve above and beyond what was already in existence, that really got my excitement to feel that we are meeting an urgent requirement within the market that needs to be filled.
100%. Yeah. I mean, it's like I always say, you know, we have a situation here where in 2026 alone, over 120,000 properties are going to be handed over. I mean, oversupply is an issue that is becoming a real concern. And I feel like what we do here at Guild is we just address that head on, where we can allow our clients to have that kind of head start on their equity. They can make money when they buy, instead of, you know, buying and then hoping that the market moves, right? And then if the market does move, you know, happy days, there's extra money on top of the money that you made day one. But if it doesn't, and if it pulls back, you got that buffer, you know, because you've already made money the moment you buy.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I try and take it to a very simple analogy. You know, back in the day when we were toddlers, you used to have a vacuum cleaner with a bag.
Yeah.
Then you suddenly get the Dyson vacuum cleaner where it's without any bag. It's completely different patented concept. Now you've got autonomous kind of vacuum cleaners that you don't even need to worry about. They just move around in their own way.
Yeah, exactly.
So I feel what Guild has brought to the market now as a solution is a new angle for those who are liquid investors who are looking to make their money work. And this changes the concept of how you would consider buying off-plan properties.
Yeah.
You know, they used to be a model, but by reinventing the model to actually mean that there's more value add for those with liquidity, I feel meets a necessary purpose whereby you can make that liquidity work and then obviously reap the rewards in terms of your ROI, whether you want to flip the property, whether you want to keep it in terms of just for generating rental yields. You know, all of those options are at your fingertips, but you're buying smart.
Yes, exactly. I mean, it's a revolutionary product that we're offering here. And it's something where, you know, I had to get involved.
In fact, like right now, I've got one of my clients, he's got a villa, let's just say well over 50 million dirhams in terms of asset value. Again, for these types of people to understand what makes unique kind of benefit from Guild and how they can actually partner to see a completely different concept. It takes a little bit of perseverance, a little bit of understanding, but with that, then things will open up, and then they will see, how we can actually add value to their current circumstance or situation.
Yeah.
So there are many, many different angles, as you well know.
So many.
It's not just purely for off-plan purchases. That's one angle. But all of these different kind of components can really kind of change the way people look at the concept of investing in real estate.
Exactly.
So, I take it back to this, the whole concept of Bitcoin. Those who invested at the very early stage when it was hardly even known in the market are the ones who are in the 200-300 million dirham villas now on the palm and enjoying life. And, it's really a case of being at the right place at the right time with the right knowledge. And I think that's what we're trying to empower people, is that Guild is the future of real estate.
100%.
And the more people understand now, don't say we didn't tell you. We told you now. This is going to be the way that investing off-plan will evolve for those who are liquid, I feel.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I always say, I feel like what we've developed here is the definitive vehicle for global investors to benefit from Dubai's growth story. Because once you do this, once you invest this way, you can't invest anywhere else in real estate. You won't be able to do it because you're just going to be looking at your investments thinking, I could have had that 40% off. Or I could have gotten, 70, 80% cash back on that property. And I've just sunk my money into it. And, if the market goes down next year, I'm exposed.
Exactly. And the early adopters can actually rebalance, re-strategize their whole portfolio where they can start seeing benefits now.
Exactly.
Rather than see their friends and family who kind of overtake them by 10, 20, 30 million in net value.
Exactly.
Because they've seen the opportunity. It's all about, going with an open mind. Everything is changing so rapidly now in today's world.
Yeah.
It's those who actually see the opportunity, understand and trust. And this is one of the things. It's not only the concept, but also the team, the founders behind, and the fact that they've tried, tested and delivered for many, many years in my mind.
Yeah.
So it's all those factors rolled into one that I feel that we're sitting on a hot potato.
100%, 100%. All right, so I think it's about time we wrap this up. What about you?
Yeah, I think we've covered a lot of points. It's great to know your background, your history. I think we're all in that same position where,
Likewise.
Thank you, the UK, for everything you've given to us. And we're happy to be
We're
here
done with you now. But thanks for doing this. And
Pleasure.
Obviously we're going to be doing a lot more content like this. I know you have a great network of people that you want to bring on that we're going to be, interviewing, and they're going to be able to tell their stories. So thanks for viewing, and don't forget to like and subscribe to obviously get more content like this.
Thank you.
All right, take care. Bye-bye. Now, if you found this helpful, please like, subscribe, and stay tuned, as I'm going to be breaking down even more revolutionary, cutting-edge real estate strategies like these, as well as principles on financial literacy, long-term wealth building, and much more. Thanks for watching.